the place in which somebody is dying is sacred, or it should be. That's why many of the hospices, you want to make sure it's a Catholic hospice that have sacramentals, holy water, blessed salt, images of Jesus and Mary. You know, right here we have the Stations of the Cross, all sorts of things like that. But you don't want somebody who's doing a New Age thing with crystals that are going to bring demons in. You want it to be a clear space of anything that's going to cause any harm. So that would include music that's off-putting, you know, Gregorian chant, the demons hate. That would be a great thing to be playing while somebody's passing as just as background. I had a friend in seminary in New York named Thomas Gilbert. He was a very holy young man. He left seminary to go pursue a religious order. It's a very interesting story. So he went to Europe to find a religious order to join. While he's in Europe, he wound up going to Rome. He's very, very fair and blue-eyed, very blonde hair, almost translucent skin. And he bumped into somebody who said, hey, I'm leaving town early. Would you like these tickets to see the Pope John Paul II at his audience? And he said, well, yeah, of course. So he wound up going with this group who were Germans and looked just like him, very fair, blue-eyed. And the Pope addressed them in German. It was like 30 people, and he was just happy to be there. And in the middle of his talking to them, he stopped, and then in English, he said, you go back to Brooklyn, which is his diocese he was in. And he went back to Brooklyn and met with the bishop and said, I'd like to go back into seminary. He goes, well, why would we, readmit you? He said, because the Pope told me to. So he came back. So when he came back in, he went to his room, and the room had a demonic problem. First of all, he couldn't get in the room for days. The locks weren't working. He finally got in there. He starts setting up his room, and he took some holy oil and was putting crosses on all the four walls. And as he started doing the third wall, the other two walls made a noise like a big vacuum noise that was just sucking all the oil out of the walls. And he knew there was a problem. So he asked if a priest would come and do a little exorcism over the room, and really nobody in the seminary offered to do it for him. So he went outside the seminary to find a priest. It took him about a week. In the meantime, he started playing chant all day, all night, 24 hours a day, and it kept them at bay. They did not bother him because the chant was playing all day.